AI is coming for everything. We don't know where it's going to go, but we can't stop it. We know it's already here, but the speed at which it's developing is crazy. In the next 3 to 5 years, I think there's a massive opportunity to actually make more money with AI before it possibly completely wipes us out. How is it going to affect us in real estate? How is it already affecting real estate? What I personally think is that over the next 3 to 5 years, it's really important to think about, because make no mistake, AI is coming for everything. Agents, welcome to the Get Keen podcast, your number one destination for learning how to get the most out of your real estate career. I'm Dan Lee, founder of Plum Property, one of Queensland's largest independent real estate offices, and Plum Partners, where we've helped dozens of agents create, run and grow their very own agencies. On Get Keen, I chat to high-performing agents, principals, and agency owners, so you have the tools, strategies, and insights to grow your business and live the best life for yourself and your family. Now let's get keen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Get Keen. And today we're going to talk about AI, because make no mistake, AI is coming for everything. We don't know where it's going to go, but we can't stop it. And we know it's already here, but the speed at which it's developing is crazy. Every job and every industry is changing dramatically. And if they haven't yet, it's not far away before they do, right? This is everything from admin jobs, computer jobs, virtual jobs, to physical jobs. Robotics are getting that good that soon AI and robotics will take a lot of physical jobs as well. And, you know, I was listening to an interesting podcast the other day about AI, and 15 years ago, they were saying that the safest job to have for the future with technology was going to be a coder to make programs, or be an artist, because those jobs can't be taken by technology. It turns out that AI is going to take those jobs quicker than any other job, because coding can now, in a lot of simple formats, be done better by AI. And soon, AI is going to be writing every program, every game, every movie, everything virtual that we know, websites, new social media platforms. Who knows where it's going to go, but AI is actually going to be writing it. So we really need to think about, how is it going to affect us in real estate? How is it already affecting real estate? And what I personally think is that it's important not to think too far ahead, because no one knows, no one can tell you or be certain on where things are going to be in 10 years' time. It's going to be so different in 10 years that I don't think it's worth worrying about 10 years away right now. It's just too far. It could be so different that there's nothing that we can do right now to help it. It could maybe not be too much different at all, but it's just not something that we control. It's not something that we can even visualize how far it's going to be. So it's not worth worrying about. But I think over the next 3 to 5 years, it's really important to think about, because I don't think it's going to wipe away the real estate job, but it is going to make a lot of parts of the real estate job and business. It's going to help systemize it, make it more efficient. It's going to make some parts of the job redundant, because AI is going to take over. So we need to think about, in the next 3 to 5 years, I think there's a massive opportunity to actually make more money with AI before it possibly completely wipes us out. But the next 3 to 5 years, as these new technologies come on the market, they're not so advanced that they're taking over everything. So that we need to figure out, like, where can we use this in our day-to-day procedures as a real estate agent to speed things up, to help us get more listings, to help us get listings prepared and on the market quicker, and then to help us sell them quicker, and then how to prospect and market ourselves around our listings and sales quicker, better, more efficient, so that we can get more business and grow our teams better. And I think the agents that do jump on AI, and it's all about making baby steps. It's not about rushing in and going, oh, I need to AI everything in my business right now. It's about looking at what's out there, looking at what you do to day, and taking baby steps to make those advancements on AI into your business over the next 3 to 5 years. And I think there's going to be a lot of changes. I think we're going to see more change in the next 5 years than we have ever seen in real estate and the way it's been done. So let's just have a look at what are the things that are out there right now in AI that we could implement into our sales or our real estate business that are working, that I know agents are using from a lot of discussions I've had with agents. And maybe there's some ideas about what you can do in your business to embrace this new technology and not get left behind. Okay, so first of all, the easiest one to talk about is ChatGPT. By now, most of us all know what ChatGPT is and has had some experience using it. But the first and easiest and probably most baby step thing you can use ChatGPT for is to instantly create compelling property descriptions, ad copy, brochure text, things like that we used to have to sit down as agents. If your office didn't do it for you or you didn't get a professional copywriter, we would have to sit down and go, okay, geez, I need to write a script for this house, a couple of hundred words for realestate.com and dot points. Now you can honestly use ChatGPT, and if you use good prompts, it can do you an ad copy in 10 seconds. And you can even look at that ad copy, make a few changes yourself to sharpen it up or just fill out some extra points, but it can save massive time and it can ensure that every listing sounds professional, has no spelling mistakes, and is detailed and emotional enough to attract buyers. And I guess it's how good you are at prompting the ChatGPT, or another option is Jasper. That's a really good ad copy program you can use to make it even easier, because it kind of gives you the prompts that it needs to be able to push out the best ad copy. So you're going to have to get good at the prompting part is the difficult part. Okay. Another thing that I'm seeing agents use AI for is market analysis and pricing insights. So a lot of AI platforms can now analyze comparable sales, neighborhood data, and market trends to help agents determine the ideal pricing strategies and identify undervalued or overvalued properties, things like that. So you can actually go straight to ChatGPT as well for things like this and just ask it questions about your suburb. So you can put in there, hey, what's the highest sale in the last 6 months in this suburb? And how much have properties increased? What's the likelihood of prices increasing over the next 6 months based on economic conditions? And it can actually generate you some very, very interesting information that you can present to your owners to have those pricing discussions and try and get them pricing their properties at an appropriate amount that's going to get them a lot of interest and get the properties sold. Okay, so using AI to get that market information is super quick, super easy, super valuable. All right, the next thing agents are using AI for is to create daily or weekly content. So this is including, your captions, your hashtags, video scripts, even branded graphics. And I tell you, I just got a subscription to Google Veo 3. If you haven't seen that, go onto YouTube and just type in Google Veo 3, VEO3, and have a look at the examples of some of the AI videos that are being created around the world. I'm sure if you're on TikTok, Instagram, you're seeing these AI vids come out where they're just so realistic. Now, I think this is going to be a massive game changer in the next couple of years for businesses. I've had a play around on Veo 3 myself, making some business ads. I haven't posted any yet, but I've just been sort of testing it out, testing my prompting, and you can make lifelike visual videos on this platform, which are just crazy. So you could promote your brand, you could promote an area, you could make, and in any type, like realistic, cartoon, future, retro. You can type in any type of prompt and it comes up with these just amazing videos. So thinking about ways that you could possibly make videos or other content with AI that's super catchy, that you can get out there on your social media, that promotes your brand, promotes what you do. You could do quite entertaining stuff with this. So it's something that I'm certainly looking into in the next 12 months, and I'm going to be testing out some of this AI type video for my own brand. And I think that agents should keep an eye on this and start to play around with it themselves, okay? Because you want to be keeping your online presence strong without spending hours creating everything manually as we go into this new era of content creation. Another thing that I think a lot of agents are using, now this really depends on the CRM that you're using, but you can use it with spreadsheets and other things, but using AI as like a prospecting and lead scoring, using it to score your leads. So basically when you have conversations and notes, it can track who, based on past conversations, based on length of call, based on actions taken by that buyer or seller, how likely are they to be doing business within the next month, 3 months, 6 months, a year. And AI can actually spit this information based on all the data it has behind human behavior. So now this is a bit limiting because a lot of Australian CRMs may not be connected to AI functionality just yet. But I know that it's all in development with all these CRMs, and it's likely that within the next 12 months, they're all going to have this stuff. But I am using my own CRM called Salesforce for a different part of the business, and we have AI functionality connected to that, which tells us all sorts of things about our customers and how often that we should be contacting them and who to contact and that kind of thing. So that's going to be a big game changer in the future as we move into this new era of AI. Another big one and time-saving one is personalized email and text follow-ups. If you're not using AI for your emails yet, you're missing out. So I use AI to respond to a lot of my emails. I still personalize the emails in my own way, but I'll give you an example. Someone might write me an email saying, Dan, great to catch up with you the other day in regards to our conversation. I'd love to, catch up with you in another 2 weeks. And they might mention a couple other things. Now, instead of me sitting down and typing out an email back to them, which may take me 5 to 10 minutes, I literally copy and paste it into ChatGPT. And I just say, respond to this email saying that, yes, 2 weeks is fine. I really enjoyed the catch up, and tell them about this thing. And it will literally just rewrite the whole email for me in a way that I would say it, because I've got the advanced ChatGPT, which kind of develops with your personality as it gets to know your emails and that sort of thing. So it actually spits out an email, and then I can just copy and paste it. I might add 1 or 2 things in and send. And it's literally halved the time that I'm spending on emails. So that's just massive because it's just more time back, right? The more time back you get, the more time I can spend building my business. And if you're an agent, the more time you can spend making a couple more calls to, touch base with potential clients. So it's all about time saving. Now, there are ways to even get follow-up messages on text and things like that. I'm not using that currently, but I was talking to an agent the other day that has automatic AI responses, like genuine responses, not just I'll be back in touch soon or something like that, but actually asking follow-up questions and having conversation. You can do that on Instagram. There are tools for that, but that's coming into our text messages as well. So soon, Apple and I know there are already programs out there that can actually genuinely respond to text messages for you on your behalf, and it's AI speaking. Something I'm not yet doing because I don't want to get involved in that until I know it's really good, but that's the sort of thing that's coming, which we need to keep an eye on. And if you want to get into it straight away, you can. It's out there. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the content. Just quickly, if you're interested in knowing what it might look like for you to own your own real estate business and brand, then that's what me and my team do. We help agents to create, run, and grow their own agency and brand so they can earn higher commissions and set up a better life for themselves. If you're interested in what that might look like, just click the link in the show notes and book a call with me or one of my team members, and we'll find out whether or not this is a good fit for you. Now let's get back to the episode. Another one that's really big on top of, the video creation is voice content creation. Okay, so you can actually create now your own AI avatars. They call them AI agents. And you can make these AI agents, it's just like a digital version of yourself, right? It has all of your knowledge base and you can actually have your own voice. So I've actually set up my own AI agent on a platform called 11 Labs, if you want to look that up. And what you do is you speak into the microphone, and for about 3 hours, I had to do it. And you can upload information about yourself so it knows everything about you. And then you can use that AI agent to talk to people. Now, how I'm going to use my AI agent, I'm thinking I will have an AI agent that has a phone number connected to it that knows everything, all my knowledge, everything that I've ever learned, that I've ever said on my podcast, that I've ever trained in. You can upload all your videos, all your scripts, all your dialogues, all of the information that you know. And so this AI agent actually is trained like in your brain, and I'm going to have a phone number connected to that AI agent that people can call and actually ask it questions. So if they have a question about a script for a cold calling session, they could call the AI agent and say, hey, Dan, can you give me the best script for a brand new agent? And it will be able to tell them. That's what I'm working towards, is having a 24/7 training line that people can call. I'll probably just make it free to begin with, but maybe there's some way that I could possibly monetize that. And maybe there's a way for you as an agent to have a tool like that where you've just got a 24/7 line that a client could contact, and you say, hey, if I'm ever not available, you can call this. It's an AI version of me, and it will be able to answer pretty much any question that you've got. So there's going to be tools like that you can use to just get ahead, save time, stop answering so many calls. If I was an agent, I would be getting on 11 Labs and testing this stuff out and having a think about, what could I use this for? It could be a tool that you have to have buyers. Like if you've got questions about this property and you're calling after 5 o'clock, you can call this number and get all the information you need. Between the hours of 9 and 5:30, you can call my number and actually speak to me. But I will get the transcript of any calls to this number, and that can save buyers calling you after hours, sellers calling you after hours. It can just provide an access to your information 24/7 and a voice that people can talk to. So these are just ideas. I haven't heard of agents actually going this far into it yet, but it's things that I've been thinking about that I believe we're going to see coming through as AI progresses. On the video creation front, you can use this program called HeyGen, and it's just a website, and you can actually make a digital avatar of yourself. So you basically upload some videos of yourself behind just simple videos on your phone in front of a wall speaking, and it will take that video, and then you can then upload text that you want your digital version to then say. So it'll actually make a video. It looks like you, it sounds like you, but it's just an AI version of you. At the moment, you can still kind of tell that it's AI, but it's getting so good that someone that hadn't seen any AI before, or they hadn't seen you before, they probably wouldn't be able to tell. It's that good. I mean, I can tell when I'm looking at my version of myself, I'm like, yeah, I can tell that it's AI, but it's getting so good, and it's so much better than it was even 6 months ago, that it's not long now. We are around the corner from these videos being so realistic that we will not be able to tell whether it's AI or not. And so I think that's a really good way. If you don't have access to a full-time videographer, you want to get videos out there to the market, but you just don't like doing it in front of camera yourself, there's going to be ways, and there is ways for AI to do that stuff for you right now. One thing I've seen that is definitely being used is walkthrough videos, or sort of sliding videos of really they're just photos, property photos that are now being created into AI videos. So the AI actually takes the photo and then, uses zooms and I don't know really how it does it, but it actually creates flow through videos with the photos that actually look like moving camera frames. And it's really quite remarkable how it does it. I don't know how it does it because sometimes it's taking an image of a living room and then it's, showing the whole living room, like going around the corner and stuff. I don't really know how it does it. It's just so amazing. So I am seeing quite a lot of agents do this. And I know that the social media manager that we work quite closely with, her name's Imi Callister, the media coach. She's using AI for her agents to make these videos straight from photos. It can be done very time efficiently, very quickly, quite cheap. And it gives agents another option if they don't have the budget or the time or the energy to create like the regular style video with a videographer, a bigger budget, everything like that. So, and you're going to be able to do it for every property. At the moment when you do a video on a property, it's kind of like a bit of a big deal. It's kind of special. It's more expensive. Not every owner wants to pay for it. You don't have time sometimes to do property videos on every property if you're a really busy agent. And so this functionality of being able to create AI videos on the properties is going to mean you can have a video on every property for quite cheap. So if you're not doing that already, if you're not doing videos, AI is something that you can use already to make videos. Another one that's being used, which I think is something that all agents should be on right now, is getting more insight into their potential clients by using AI to help them summarize the type of person they are. And you can literally do this by copying an Instagram profile into ChatGPT and asking it, can you tell me what this person is like, what their hobbies are, what they're into? Tell me information about this person because they may be a potential client of mine in the near future. And it will give you a full rundown of that person based on everything that they've posted on their social media. Now, that's such a great way to gain some extra insights into someone before you go and meet with them so that you can build rapport easy. You can think about some conversations you might bring up that you might have common interests in because of what you found out about them. It's it's a bit stalkerish, but it's a great idea to know your customer before you go and meet with them. So I know agents doing this now and they're saying it's making their meetings way better with their clients and it's a huge benefit. So get into this. It can also help you with your after client follow-up. Right? So you can use AI, you can use voice notes in AI to record conversations if you allow, your client to record the conversation and get summaries of those conversations. AI can then tell you, what's the best way to follow up with this person based on what they've told me. So it might give you reasonable timeframes to reconnect, what sort of steps you should take in terms of what type of contact I should give that person based on what they said. It really knows so much about human behavior that it can just give you a full plan on how to execute closing business. So yeah, get into using AI to summarize all of your conversations that you can. I know there's a really good tool called Otter AI that you can get on the phone to record conversations. You just have to open the app and press record. Of course, it's good to ask someone that you're recording the conversation, and the summaries it gives of the conversations are just so good. If you're doing Zoom calls or things like that, I use a program called Fathom that records the entire Zoom meeting. It'll then give a very detailed summary at the end, action steps, points that I talked about with the client or whoever, and basically full summaries. It's just amazing. I used to have to stand there making notes on Zoom calls, which was difficult because, I'm trying to talk and listen whilst making notes at the same time, and I'm not very good at that. This tool having it recorded and summarized by AI, absolutely amazing. That's been a massive game changer for me. Another huge one that it's good for that I'm currently using very heavily is for training and coaching. Okay. Now, not to say that you should just go and get all your training and coaching straight from AI, but it just helps you to develop what you already want to train and coach. So, for example, I did a training the other day with my Plum Partners network on the first 3 years of business. And I wrote down my thoughts, just in dot points, what I thought the most important things in the first 3 years of business were. Chucked that into ChatGPT and asked it to write me 3 90-minute PowerPoint sessions that I could do over 3 weeks to talk about the first, second, and third year of business based on my points. And it fleshed it all out, expanded on all my points, pulled in references from books. It even created some visuals and analogies, and it just helped to put together and fluff out and give more sort of emphasis on the points that I was already going to train on. And it gave that all to me within a matter of minutes, something that I would have had to sit down if I wanted to write that training myself. It would have taken me, an entire afternoon to put together this training for these 3 sessions. And with this help from ChatGPT, I was able to do it in 5 minutes. Put together 3 really good training sessions, all in 5 minutes, so that I could then present and talk with my partners and go through all of this stuff, which is an important part of the training, right? You can't just read stuff. You need to have discussion around it. It's practical discussion and be talking about the training and how it affects the people that you're talking with. So, it doesn't just take the training away. It just helps make it so much easier and build it and prepare for it. So I think any coach, any trainer, any team leader should be using ChatGPT for training and building sessions. Another one that I recently found, which I think is so cool, is on ChatGPT, it actually has a voice function. And I'm just going to open this up and I'll give you a little demo. So on ChatGPT, there's a little voice button down the bottom right of the text thing. If you press that, you can actually talk to ChatGPT rather than writing. And you can ask it to have scripts and dialogue sessions with you, right? So let's say you're going for a listing presentation tomorrow. There's other agents there. There's going to be some agents that are undercutting their commission. So you might want to do some practice on what are some of the conversations around commission. I'm going to give you a little demo now of what you can do with this voice function to practice scripts and dialogue. So you can press this little voice button down the bottom in your ChatGPT, the little black with the white little squiggly lines. Hey, ChatGPT, I am a real estate agent that is going for a presentation tomorrow, and I know that the potential client is going to want to ask for a lower commission, but I want to keep my commission where it's at. Can we role play some discussions around commission?
Absolutely. Let's do it. I'll play the part of the homeowner and you be you. Whenever you're ready, you can start and I'll jump in with some typical objections.
Awesome. Well, yeah, so let's move on to the commission. My commission is 3% plus tax plus GST, and that's paid on settlement.
3% feels a bit high compared to what some other agents are offering. I've spoken to a few who are willing to do it for 2%. Can you explain why I should pay you more?
Isn't that amazing? So you can actually go back and forth with ChatGPT, having a genuine conversation with questions and objections that you will be often faced to in reality, in the real world, in these presentations. And you've got all the tools to have training right on your phone on a little program like this with AI. Absolutely amazing. So I think anyone that needs scripts and dialogues training, cold call training, objection handling training, you've got a tool on ChatGPT to do that. It's like having a 24/7 coach to sharpen your sales skills in your pocket. The last one that I haven't really got into much myself, but I'm looking into it, is workflow automation. So AI connecting to your emails, your calendar, management apps. I know that there is an AI program out there, I saw it the other day, that can manage your entire diary. So you can actually just put in some things that you need to do. Like, I need to go to the doctor's this week. I need to get my hair cut. And it will actually schedule the best times for you based on what your diary looks like and how your movements usually looking from your past. So it can almost become like a personal assistant in some ways. So that's something I'm going to be looking into soon to see if I can find a way to I'm always finding little ways that I can cut 5 minutes here, cut 5 minutes away, delegate something else to someone else, or get technology to tweak something that I don't need to do anymore. And, they don't have to be huge things, right? When you're looking at these AI sort of things, just take baby steps, right? As I said, you don't want to just throw all these programs and AIs in your business and think it's going to solve everything at once. But it's learning how to use piece by piece all the little bits and just making yourself that little bit more efficient in all the different areas. So there's some of the main things that I think AI is good for at the moment. And where is it going? Far out. What I can see, a lot of the calls that we do and things like that are going to become obsolete. I can kind of see in maybe 3 years' time, an agent advertising a property. When people inquire about it, the inquiries are answered by AI. When the buyers come and look at the properties, the agents will still do that bit. But then after the open home, there might have been 30 people through. I think the CRMs are going to have AI agents with the agent's voice installed in the CRM. The agent will just have to come back to the office and say, call all those buyers and ask these 10 questions. And it's just going to be all done for them. So in a way, it is going to reduce the amount of work that agents are going to have to do. So agents are going to have to become a lot better at certain things to keep their value, right? Or what it's going to do, it's going to just make it so much easier to be able to handle more listings. So an agent team that today could possibly handle 20 listings is going to be able to handle 60 listings because AI is doing a lot of the work, which means what will happen is there's probably going to be less agents in the marketplace, but the agents that are doing well are going to do exceptionally well. And they're going to have big teams and they're going to have AI doing a lot of these tasks that we're currently doing now. And it's not far away. I reckon we're 3 years away from seeing just like superior change that you can't even believe until it's there. Right? And then it's just going to become the norm. So let's keep our wits about us, agents? We don't want to be Fuji. Don't jump on the digital camera when it was so obvious, right? We don't want to be like Blockbuster and jump on the streaming version of movies like Netflix did and get left behind. So all industries need to look at this. Agents, there's heaps of ways we can do it. Those are some of the best ones that I'm seeing out there. I hope you got some good insights into AI there and that you start to implement some of it yourself soon. I'll see you on the next episode of Get Keen. Love your work. Love you being here. Give us a like or a comment if you like. It does help me, right? The comments, the likes, it helps my ratings a bit. Also just makes me feel good about myself. Gives me a reason to show up and do these episodes for you. So I really appreciate it if you can drop us anything. Thanks so much. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for tuning into the Get Keen podcast. If today's episode inspired you, please show your support with a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And make sure you subscribe on your favorite platform too. Don't stop there. Join our community of forward thinkers by connecting with me on social media at Dan_Lee_Plum. I'm looking forward to exploring more strategies and insights with you on your journey to the top. Until next time, keep getting keen.